Welcome to California.
If you've wondered how to get your CCW in Los Angeles, this is a video for you, because I've had my CCW in San Bernardino and I just got my CCW in Los Angeles. But I didn't know how much hatred there was out there towards realtors. So it's kind of good that I have my CCW as a real estate agent, just based on a few of these clips I'm about to show you.
Soren Arno Schlegel worked for Long & Foster. Last week he was supposed to meet with a client. That client ended up killing the realtor before killing himself.
4 people stabbed, 1 fatally, all in an hour and a half within 1.5 miles from each other.
At this time, I can't confirm that all the incidents are related. There are similar circumstances. We don't believe that there is any immediate danger to the public.
Our top story tonight, fear and outrage in a Studio City neighborhood where a resident was beaten by a homeless man wielding a metal pipe.
And look at this one.
Frightening moments for a local real estate agent. Las Vegas Metro Police say a man attacked the realtor right after she showed a model home to potential buyers.
And good evening. Tonight, a local real estate agent faces a long road to recovery after investigators say she was violently attacked while holding an open house.
The Bedford County Sheriff's Office says a man attacked Lenora Farrington at Mariner's Landing near Smith Mountain Lake on Saturday. Investigators later arrested this man, 34-year-old Dustin Holdren, in connection to the crime.
The real estate agent attacked during an open house in Encino, California, screaming for her life, the suspect posing as a potential buyer at first. Here's ABC's Clayton Sendell now.
The attack in broad daylight. A man showing up to an open house in Encino, California, violently shoving a real estate agent to the ground, allegedly groping her, then running away.
So you're trying to get your concealed carry permit, and I highly advise you do so. This is what you all want. Your concealed carry permit. License to carry a concealed weapon. Pretty awesome. It was a long process, but I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the process, because some of you guys should inquire about getting your CCW. And then I know some of you are going to ask, do you even carry? Of course I carry. I always keep one chambered. That little red indicator that we all have in California, that lets you know one's chambered. And this is super important, because I know if something happens, I'm not going to be in a right mental state to pull a weapon out, rack around, and start going to town. So I keep one chambered for the simple fact I have an extra round in case I need it. And I don't want to have to think about anything else but getting the gun out and putting rounds on target. So if you're thinking of getting your CCW, check with your local police department or your local sheriff. I'm in LA County, so the process is a little different than certain counties. We can have 3, at least from what I was told, we can have up to 3 weapons on our weapons card. It's probably more, I don't know. You know, rules and regulations are changing all the time. I'm not sure why you would necessarily want more than 3 on your concealed carry permit card, but go through the proper channels. Usually your local police department or sheriff will have the application online. Download the application, go over the checklist they provide as to what's going to be necessary and required in order to fill out and complete this application. Some of those include a driver's license, proof of residency, whether it's a lease or mortgage statement, a property tax bill, certain utility bills are accepted, car registration. They may want to verify some of this stuff, like your employment. I'm self-employed, so some of the paperwork I had to provide was a little different than someone who's W-2 or employed by a company. You're going to have to pay some fees. You're going to have to stipulate what weapons you want on your permit, or what are you trying to conceal. They're going to run a background check on you. You're going to have to do a live scan. Live scans your fingerprints. I'm already in the system because I'm a licensed real estate agent, which you can all tell by the introduction. So I'm already in the system, have nothing to worry about. Did the live scan, paid my fees. They're gonna do a background check on you. They're gonna tell you everything's okay. Go ahead and schedule your class and your proficiency test. Now these are done at the same time. Depending on where you go, it could be a full day, 2 days, 3 days. It's whatever you're comfortable with. If you don't have a lot of experience with handling weapons, I recommend you do a 2 or 3 day class so you get more comfortable with using a gun, shooting the gun, understanding the laws and rules and regulations that you need to abide by. I took a full day course. It was a full day of in class. So we have to do some of the information provided is on video. We're watching safety. We're listening to our instructor speak for hours on end. I was getting super tired, but we listen to him speak. We take some exams, make sure we're actually paying attention and absorbing the curriculum. At the end of that, we are scheduled a range day. So you're given a target. You have to shoot at 3, 5, and 7 yards, and they want to make sure you're hitting a certain percentage of the rounds within a certain spot in a target. I think it's like 80%. And I don't remember the exact amount of rounds necessary for each yardage, but I think it was 14 rounds. So you have 14 rounds at 3, 14 rounds at 5, 14 rounds at 7. I'm gonna put a picture of my grouping in here because I smoked that target. I was like, bam, smoked that thing. But as I'm shooting, it was a big range. It was indoors near Glendale, or it was Glendora, I don't know, somewhere out here near Pasadena. And it was a big range. There was like 15 lanes, and I happened to fall near the middle left of this range, and I was looking to both sides trying to see, like, do I suck? How are these people doing? Man, I was like, man, these people are getting their CCW? This is scary. Because we're in a controlled environment and they're struggling to hit this target. And I'm like, what happens in the real world when something happens? So if you're uncomfortable with using a weapon, if you don't have a lot of training, highly recommend get some training on the side, outside of your proficiency test, just so you're more comfortable. Because as soon as you put your gun on you, on your waist or your side, your hip, wherever you're going to carry it, it's extremely intimidating. I don't think a lot of people like say this. The first week I carried, there was a little fear there. Like, am I going to blow my leg off? Am I going to shoot my dick off? Like, what's going to happen? Like, I got this thing tucked right here close, and it's new. All right, you're learning something new. Now, it's been years. I had my CCW in San Bernardino for 4 years. I've had this in LA for about 3 now. It's almost like putting your phone in your pocket. It's second nature. Putting your keys in your pocket, it's second nature. Once in a while, I even retrieve it just to make sure it's working well. Like my belt, the retention on it, right? Your belt, have a good belt, because there's only a couple Allen bolts holding this thing. CYA, this is a CYA. I did a review on this one. This thing's got good retention and it's adjustable. So I don't know if you can hear this click, but that's good retention right there. So it actually takes some force to pull this out. But once in a while, I just play with it. Pull it out of the waistband, put it back in, pull it out of the waistband, pull it back in. Just so I can get comfortable with it. Because you're going to be pulling up your shirt, pulling it out, getting ready. Getting at least in the low ready. And that's something they teach you, right? There's different levels to drawing a weapon, right? If you're going to pull it, low ready, finger on the trigger, all this stuff. Because there's a lot of legalities behind you pulling a weapon, pointing it at somebody, finger on the trigger. Yeah, there's just levels, and you got to know what you're doing. So you got you take your test, you pass, you take your card back. They issue you a little proficiency card. Take the card back to your police department or your sheriff, whoever you're going to, because they want to see that you completed the course. At that point, they're probably going to take a photo of you for the card. And I'll show you the card once again. And then, if all is a success, you get a card. And you're good to go. There's mine. Simple enough. I know it's backwards. I got my phone switched around, but it's simple enough. It's your card. That's it. It's compact. Put in the wallet, and you're fine. And then you're able to carry. It's good for 2 years. So at the end of the 2 years, if you feel like you still want to have your CCW, you need to qualify again with the weapons you qualified with initially. Or if you sold a gun and you only want to qualify with 1 or 2, you have to be proficient with those. So you pay a small fee, another bullshit small fee, and you're gonna have to go to the range and qualify with those guns, or that one gun, whatever it is. I've only been carrying my shield solely by itself. This is the only gun on my permit card. I only need one. I was a heavier set guy when I initially got my CCW, and this was one of the smaller guns in California, which is why I got it. I like this gun. It was at, and I'm considering getting a Glock 19 or 26. Not sure. I'm thinking I want the full size 19. I have a 17, but the 17 is too big. I didn't really feel like qualifying with that gun. But if you guys have any questions or concerns, let me know. If you live in California, you know what's up with all the crime and the homelessness. I highly recommend having it. As a real estate agent, I'm not fearful, but I do hear these stories on occasion where a realtor is getting accosted or robbed or stabbed or something. But it's like, man, that's happening every day. I'm sitting in front of homeless right now, and I'll show you. We're gonna cruise down the block. I'm sitting on Broadway. If you live in California, you know about Broadway. So thanks. Hopefully you guys pass your proficiency test. Hopefully you're successful with getting your CCW, and I'll see you on the next one.